What's up? You are back to IT. I am going to share with you a story today. I told you when I created this channel I was going to talk about my experiences trying to get back into the world of IT, and kind of I drifted a little bit, but I'm going to get back to that today. So I'm going to tell you about an experience that I've had applying for a job, because I'm trying to get back into the technical world. So I'm not as used to technical interviews. I'm used to the standard interviews, but the technical interview is something else. It's not the same. And I'm going through that period of adjustment, but I've adjusted, and I'm pretty sure that my next technical interview will be totally different. But I had a technical interview, and when I tell you, before the technical interview, I probably was already emotionally drained, because I already expecting this to be I really didn't think it would be a technical interview, to be honest. I didn't even think it would be technical. So if I didn't think it would be technical, more than likely I didn't study a lot of technical stuff. And it was just a nightmare. It was a nightmare because I realized I had forgot some of the most basic things that as soon as I got out of the interview, I remembered everything that I could have said. It was just really, really weird. I jumped on YouTube, saw some videos, and I'm like, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I knew that, yeah. Didn't know it at the right time. And it was kind of embarrassing because it makes you feel like you didn't even know basic stuff. And I'm just like, man, I can't believe I couldn't figure that out. I don't know what it was. Some of you who have more experience in IT probably can chime in and say, share some of your experiences. But it just seemed like I drew a blank when it was time to answer those questions. And I was presented with the most complex things first. Then I was presented with some of the easier questions, but by then my mind was already set on, okay, you're trying to trick me. It's always like candidates, when we come into a lot of interviews, we tend to feel like it's them against us. And we had to change that mindset. We had to start to understand that the employers are trying to set you up for success. If they hire you and you can't, and you're struggling with some stuff that they might think is basic, then they're not really setting you up for success. If they hire you under those circumstances, they hired you and weren't sure that you can do the job. So you definitely don't want to be hired when someone is not sure you can do the job. So the best thing you can do is what I pretty much did. I compiled everything that I missed, everything that I know I got wrong, and I made sure that I knew all of those things first. Then I started going back over the basics of SQL, because it was about SQL. Then I started going over basics and reminding myself how important it is to practice. Sometimes we take for granted that we really know something, and you'll lose it if you don't use it on a constant basis. So staying in practice, we say it all the time, but it is important. And it's not about just reading material. This is about actually practicing. And when you practice, you want to practice doing, actual stuff that you're going to use on the job. HackerRank, LeetCode. Unfortunately, a lot of companies are relying on these companies to help them pick the talent. So we have to learn to do those HackerRanks and LeetCode type of SQL and coding, problems, because that's what they're using to hire off. And that's another thing. I haven't done HackerRank in about, it's been months since I've used HackerRank, so I definitely wasn't really fully prepared. But I'm the kind of person that I will take situations like this, and I let them kind of recharge me to come back stronger. So sometimes I actually think that I need those type of challenges, because when I go on my next technical interview, it's going to be totally different. And I'm going to make sure that I'm calm, relaxed, and I'm going to make sure that I really, really, really know what I should know. Hopefully HackerRank or LeetCode, I'm going to use HackerRank. Hopefully it helps. I did start to use my account, but I've only done like a couple problems. For some reason, I wasn't sure if using this website would be beneficial until I was asked by an employer or recruiter to actually take a test by HackerRank. So I'm like, okay, well, I gotta get out here, because they need to know that you can think through certain types of problems, and they don't want to put you on a job that you're going to be struggling with, and they need to know that you know how to think your way through, through problems. Because when you go on these jobs, especially when you're working with a lot of data, the data is a mess. At most companies, data is a mess, and they need someone who know how to organize it, pick out values, and do a lot of the grunge, non-sexy work with that data. So, it's important to regroup, and that's what I'm doing. I'm regrouping. I got my book right here, my laptop. I'm refocused, and I'm back on making sure I making sure I practice every day. Studying and practicing is not the same thing. Yeah, I think they're separate. You can read a book and learn concepts, but that still doesn't give you the practice that you need. The actual hands-on is key, okay? So I just wanted to share that experience with you, to somebody out there who may have failed or, didn't pass a technical assessment. We're not perfect, but I use these things to get up and tackle the next one. I have several other interviews that are lined up, so I'm gonna make sure that when I do interview, I'm gonna make sure I'm strong in those interviews, right? So please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Post a comment in the box below. Also, if you're one of my day ones that's been here since I started this Back to IT channel, post a comment in the box below and let me know that you are one of my originals. All right, my videos will be posted Saturday, 12 p.m., Sundays, 12 p.m. Till next time, peace.